All right, guys, welcome back. So today we're out in the garage. A little different today. We're not working on the truck today, but I know some of you have mentioned the 1978 Mercury Zephyr. So this is what we're going to be kind of talking about today. I'll go over a quick little overview of what we have planned for this. I just think they're really cool cars. It's a 1978 Mercury Zephyr, kind of boxy. I've done some stuff. I'll show a picture of what it looked like factory. I just bought it a couple months ago, and basically I'll go over kind of what I did and what my plans are for it. So four-door car, super cool, just a little boxy grandma getter. If you follow Matt Happel on Sloppy Mechanics, he does.
Stand back.
He does a lot of stuff with Ford Fairmonts. Mercury Zephyr's the same thing. And the beautiful thing about both of those types of cars is they're basically Fox body Mustang chassis underneath. So it looks like a little grocery getter grandma car, but it's a Fox body Mustang. So there's a ton of parts, a ton of things you can do with them. They're relatively pretty cheap. This one is in pretty good shape too, body wise. It's nothing, you know, little dings and stuff here, but overall there's really not a lot of rust or really any rust on the body. It's just grandma fresh. Interior's had some changes from the previous owner. So basically what I've done to this, you can see down here, I've got Crown Victoria cop car wheels on it. They're 17-inch. It's been converted to a 5-lug. The knuckles in the front are from a 93 Mustang Fox body. It allows me to convert this to a 5-lug. Hubs are all new. The bottom A-arms are from a 95 Mustang, which makes it push out a little bit. You can see the track width is, I think, about 1.25 inches total. So I think like 3/4 of an inch on each side, it pushes it out. It's got Cobra brakes on it. I was gonna pull wheel off, we'll get to it, but it's got Mustang Cobra brakes, Cobra rotors. I don't remember exactly the size, but they're pretty big brakes, big calipers. Converts it to a 5-lug. So to match the rear, same thing, but it has a 2003 8.8 rear axle. So it's from a 03 Mustang. I pulled off a junkyard. It's leaking oil, so I'm probably gonna have to throw a new seal in it, pinion seal, but super durable axle, solid axle. So, and then the rear suspension, I put new shocks and new control arms on it from a Mustang again. So the fact that it's a Fox body, ton of parts in junkyards, ton of modified parts, ton of remanufactured stuff. So I think it's a great platform to work off of. The interior, let me go through that real quick. So the previous owner put Lincoln Continental seats in it. He put this whole red interior, but he used glue, spray glue, to hold the carpets down. There's glue all over the windows, and there's this like tacky, gross stuff on the seats. Pretty sure he got glue on everything. So I thought the seats were pretty cool. They've got electric recline and everything. It's all wired straight to the battery, so it's super sketchy. And the seats are pretty rough, but it's cool that it reclines all the way back. It's super grandma, grocery getter, which I like. I'm not gonna have this thing to carve corners like the truck, but I want just a sweet daily driver, little hot rod car that'll do burnouts on demand. So I think you all know where I'm going with this. We'll talk about engine, transmission, some of that stuff we're gonna do, but I'll give you some hints on what we're doing here shortly. So interior is pretty clean. I'm not sure about the Lincoln Continental seat swap, interior swap, but for now it works. It's super comfy. I may end up putting some different seats and stuff in it. We'll end up probably buffing all this original paint. It looks pretty good. So it was running and driving. I had it, I drove it to work like the first day I had it. And here, let me get that, bud. So I drove it to work first day I had it. It's got an inline 6, 3.3 liter, totally gutless, obviously. It overheated really bad, and it started engine knocking, started rod knocking really bad. So I pulled over, had a bunch of different issues with old fuel and I didn't want to put all the time to actually get it running somewhat decent because it had this rod knock. My plan is just to rip this engine out and we'll do a swap. So today we're gonna try to get the engine out. I got a lot of the little accessory stuff cut out from the sides. Transmission is disconnected from the cross member, so we're gonna hook this up, pull it out, and then clean up the engine compartment a little bit. We're gonna have to...
They're gonna be wasps getting me.
Missed one line. Everything else looks pretty good. Time to put some V8 power in this thing. Maybe a little turb skis. What do you think, Bo?
Okay.
Don't let that grease on your Lululemon pants. They got bills to pay. I want to buy new pants. Okay, got to give a shout out to my two helpers, Shanae and Bobo. Thanks, Bo, for all the hard work. Thanks, Shanae, for all the hard work. Good work, we got it out. Clean up the engine bay, and might try to pull this in the garage over the winter and paint the engine bay and start installing the motor and stuff. So we'll see. Now that the engine is out, got some cleaning up to do in the engine compartment. We talked about the front suspension, basically all Fox body Mustang Cobra stuff. So Cobra brakes, 93 spindle knuckle, converted to a 5-lug because that knuckle, the brakes, the rotors. Rear axle is an 8.8 from an 03 SM197, I think they're called, their chassis. So the other thing I did here, I put in a battery box for the battery relocation to the back. That's pretty much it. So we kind of hit on what I'm going to do for a powertrain. This is going to give you a little hint right here. So if you guys see this old beautiful log manifold from Fowler Speed and Performance, yeah, we're gonna do an LS swap, probably 4L80 transmission with a turbo. My original plan was that it was to turbo this, and I'm not a huge guy, and I sit in that Zephyr, and it's a tiny car, so it scares me a little bit to have a turbo LS in there. I want to make pump gas power, something on 91 octane. You know, I'd be happy at 500-600 at the rear wheels, just for a fun little daily, you know, burnout car. So we'll see if we do that. I might throw the LS in at first, do the turbo swap later. We'll kind of see. Here's the LS. It's a 5.3 LS6 intake. And then I got to get a 4L80. I'll probably put a torque converter in it, something with a high stall. Also, this is a very, very fancy, cool emblem we got here. This old Shite Box Edition emblem. Gotta love that. I'm gonna put that right here over this. Oh yeah, that's gonna get the ladies for sure. So that's the basic rundown. I'm gonna pull this thing out, or push it out. No brakes, no powertrain now, and spray out the engine compartment with my pressure washer, and then try to clean the driveway because I spilled transmission fluid all over it and I don't want my wife to kill me. So that's it for today. Get some parts on order. I know the LS swap, some guys hate it's in a Ford. I would love to put a Coyote in it. Trust me, I would love to, but I'm on a budget. So I gotta put a whole fuel system in this thing, wire the whole engine package, probably gonna do a Holley Terminator X. like I said, fuel system, all the exhaust, all the cooling system. So even though I want this to be kind of a cheap, economical build, I'm going to use quality parts so it's reliable, and it's still going to get kind of expensive. So I can do all that for the price of what it would cost me just for the Coyote engine. So this time we're not putting a Coyote truck. Definitely going to have a high revving 6-speed independent front rear. It's going to be a nasty little track truck. That old girl out there, the old Zephyr, is she's going to be a fun little burnout car. I'll probably daily it, try to get the AC to work, get the heat for sure, and just have a fun little vehicle. So as always, thanks for watching, subscribing, and God bless and long live hot rodding.